Now to presidential politics, an upset for Bernie Sanders last night and a bold prediction from Marco Rubio. Tuesday night was also a big night for Donald Trump. Now it's on to Florida, Illinois, and Ohio. Joining us this afternoon is Joe Sabecki, a Democratic political strategist and former state communications director for President Obama and Mary Burke, and Stephen Thompson, Republican political strategist and Governor Walker advisor. So let's take a look right now at the GOP numbers. As you can see, Donald Trump now has 15 wins, and I believe Ted Cruz is in second with 7 wins. Marco Rubio has only won 2. Can we take a look at the delegate count? Okay, there's are the wins. Trump has 15, Cruz has 7. Let's look at the delegate count now for the GOP. And you can see, even though Trump has won twice as many states, he doesn't have twice as many delegates. Here's what Marco Rubio said yesterday.
I believe with all my heart that the winner of the Florida primary next Tuesday will be the nominee of the Republican Party.
All right, Stephen Thompson, what do you think of that bold prediction? And will Marco Rubio even be in the race by next Tuesday?
Well, I think that Marco Rubio certainly will be in the race. I think that conventional wisdom would say that his statement would be true, but this is an unconventional election cycle. I think that Mitt Romney and John McCain both won the state of Florida. This year, I think that if anybody but Trump wins the state of Florida, what it guarantees is contested convention.
All right, let's look on the Democratic side as we see Trump there at his victory rally last night. Let's look at the Democratic numbers, and we can see that Hillary Clinton has won 12 states and Bernie Sanders has won 9. But when you look at the delegates, the numbers are significantly different, and Hillary Clinton has stacked up a lot of numbers, winning 12 states compared to 9 for Bernie Sanders. Let's look at the delegate count, and she has more than 1,200 right now. She's almost halfway there. But Bernie Sanders, with an upset in Michigan last night, here's what he said.
What we have done is created the kind of momentum that we need to win. So once again, this has been a fantastic night in Michigan.
Joe Sabecki, does Bernie Sanders now have the momentum?
Absolutely. It was a great win for him. But momentum is a fickle thing, and I would caution people against reading too much into this. Next week, Tuesday, a couple of additional big industrial states, Ohio and Pennsylvania voting. Let's see how this continues to shake out. I said last week I thought he needed to expand his reach into certain demographic groups. He did better in Michigan among African Americans than he had been doing in other states. I think that's a good sign for him, but I'm still not convinced that he has a path to victory.
Let's talk about a path to victory, Stephen Thompson. Is there a path to victory for anyone but Donald Trump right now?
Yes, I think that if Donald Trump loses Ohio and Florida next week, that means that he's going to have to go on to win 70% of the remaining delegates over the course of the rest of the primaries to become the nominee. If he wins them both, he only needs 50%, so this next week is critical for him.
Yeah, Tuesday does seem to be the big day. Joe, on your side of the aisle, when you look at the win in Michigan for Bernie Sanders, what does that say for these Midwest states that are coming up, especially in Wisconsin? Does this race continue with Bernie Sanders still in it?
I think it does. You know, there was a possibility yesterday that if Secretary Clinton had won both states, on our side, Mississippi and Michigan, she may have gotten that sort of knockout punch. But to me, what Mr. Sanders winning in Michigan says is this thing is ultimately going to be decided on points. It could go the distance. And I would just remind people that 8 years ago, then Senator Clinton, she won states in April, May, and June. That contest went all the way through the calendar. And I think that's probably what we're going to see this time, too.
All right, we appreciate your insight from both of you guys. We'll check in with you next week as Super Tuesday comes around, and it will be a big week next week. Thank you both.